to whatever it needs to be to go through both sides, just like that. Okay, so I'll click OK. Okay, all right, so now I've got my my cut. Okay, and now I'm starting to reduce the amount of material that's needed to create this bridge. Now, what I can also do, which is really cool, is use this thing called a linear pattern. Okay, I'm going to click on this linear pattern tool, and it's asking me here, what's the pattern direction? Okay, so the pattern direction is along this way. So all we need to do is click on an edge that's going that way. So any one of these edges, this edge or even this edge, will do. Okay. So I'm just going to click one of those edges. That one. Okay. And it's asking me how many do we want? Oh, look, I think I'll have a few. And it's asking me what do we want to over here. If I click on it, it turns blue. What do we want to actually array? Okay, what do we want to pattern? And we want to pattern those holes. And those holes are this extrude cut. Okay, so I've clicked on it. So I've opened up my feature tree, which is here. Okay, using the little plus and minus sign. Okay, and now what I need to do is just set the distance between each one of those triangles. So I will just do that. Okay, right. And that's still looking pretty close here. Oh no, that's probably the other side. Let's give that a go. Click OK, see what happens.
I don't think that's going to work.
Okay. So I'm actually glad that happens. So you'll notice that we've got a really thin membrane here. So what I might need to do is go back into my array, and I'll need to set a larger distance between everything. Okay, so I'll do that now. And the beautiful thing about SOLIDWORKS is you can go back into any one of these features and change it. So if I wanted to make my bridge longer, I would go back into my extrude thin feature, right? And I would just type in a larger number, and it will make my bridge larger or smaller depending on what you wanted. Okay, and the same thing for the extrude cut. If I can edit that sketch now, I can make my first initial triangle smaller or bigger, and that will update everything. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go back into that a linear pattern, and I'm going to reduce the number that we want. I might just zoom out. Okay, so that's looking a lot better, and I might just increase one more. Okay, so I'm sort of getting to where I want to be. You guys can play with the distance here. I've set it to 100. You might want to set it to a little bit less, so maybe 80 might give me a better result. No, that's not working. Let's leave it at 100. Leave it at 100. Oh. Okay. All right. So I'm going to click OK and see what kind of result I get there. All right. So you can see that that's much better. I'm getting a more consistent sort of truss here. That's still a little bit thin. It's thinner than that one, so you might need to play with it a little bit. Okay. Go back in, go back out. Okay. I'm not going to fiddle with that anymore because I want to show you the next step. Okay. And this step's really important. Okay.
So can you do the bottom?
I need you. Sorry.
So can you do the bottom?
That's the road. Why would you want holes
No,
in the road?
you can if you wanted to. Yeah, it's up to you. It's entirely up to you. You might find that that's.
Oh no, I'm just saying if you can.
That's more efficient.
But if you do it the same way, won't it go through the roof?
But you can just extrude. You don't have to extrude all the way.
Okay.
You can just extrude just that 5 mil. Okay. Good question. All right. So what I'm going to show you now is how to unfold this, how to turn it into a sheet metal feature, and then you'll be able to unfold it and fold it back. Okay. So the reason we need to unfold it is because we want to laser cut it. Okay. So we need it unfolded so that we can laser cut our design.
Are we making them out of
so,
sheet metal?
Adam, please keep your questions.
No, we're making it out of cardboard.
Okay. Gentlemen, thank you. All right, so here we go. insert is the next thing you need to do. Insert and insert sheet metal, and then what you need to do is click on convert to sheet metal. Okay, so insert, very, very important. Okay, so it's not in any of these tools here. What you need to do is click on insert, sheet metal, and then convert to sheet metal. Okay, you really need to remember that. Okay, I would write that down, guys. So write that down. Insert, sheet metal, convert to sheet metal. Okay, write that down. Okay, now once I've clicked on convert to sheet metal, okay, what SOLIDWORKS is wanting to know is which surface is going to be the static surface. So which surface is going to be the surface that's still, and then everything's going to unfold around it. Okay, so I'm thinking it's probably going to be this surface here, and then these will unfold. Okay, so I'm going to select that surface. Okay, so I've clicked here, select that surface. Okay, happy with that. Now what I want to do is I want to set the thickness of my material. Okay. Okay, so and I'm going to make that 5 millimeters. Okay, because that's the thickness of my material. And the radius of your bends is this one here. Okay, radius of bends, and that should be between 2 and 5 mil. Okay, it doesn't really matter too much. I'm going to make it 5 mil. Okay. Now bend edges. Okay, so this is an important one. Bend edges. You need to start. Just click on your edges. Okay. Just start at. I think we need to click the middle, the inside one. There we go. Okay, so you need to click. It needs to follow on from where you click the first surface. Okay, so that's my first edge, and then that'll be my second edge that I've clicked on, and then there's one more, which is this fold here. Okay, and I'm just going to click on that. It's saying that it's going to interfere. Okay, so what I might do is I might actually reduce the thickness here and see if that works. 2 millimeters, and I'll reduce that down to 2 as well. Hopefully, there we go.
Go, sir.
Okay, so I've put it's not that big of a deal to select 2. I would try 5 mil for you guys. That'll give you a more accurate design because you are using 5 mil cardboard. But for this demonstration, it hasn't allowed me because there's interfering bits. Okay, so here we go. So that's my let's say that's my finished design, and let's say I'm happy with it, and I want to now laser cut it. Okay, what you will do to laser cut, you'll open up this flat pattern feature. You'll click on it, and then you'll click on unsuppress, right, and then unfolds it.
Oh my.
Right, just like that.
That's pretty.
Okay, and then what you need to do is, in order to cut it, all you'll do is you'll go File, New Drawing. Okay, and we want to make it AO. Let's leave it at AO because it's quite big. I haven't saved yet. I should save my first thing.
Rookies error.
Okay, and I will call that bridge. Okay, click OK. Alright. The reason you need to save is because if you go into an assembly, if you haven't saved, it doesn't recognize that as something that you can import until you've saved it. Okay. And now I'm just going to go up here to Window, and I'm going to go back to my drawing, which I opened up earlier, and I'll browse for my document, and it was called Bridge. I'll open it.
Uh-oh.
Okay, that's not good. Let's try that again. Okay, new drawing, click OK. Okay, All right. So we want to select the right view. Okay. At the moment, it should be the top view, and you want to use custom scale 1:1. Okay, because you want it to be quite. You want it to be to actual size. You're making a full-blown prototype, a full-scale prototype rather. All right. Click OK, and so there's my design that I can now laser cut if I save it as an Illustrator file. So File, Save As, and just select here, and there's my Illustrator. And you'll save that on a USB, and then you'll go, Mr. Pratt, here's my bridge to cut, and away we go. So if you might have other components that'll go along with that. So I've just done a really simple truss type bridge. You might have things that go inside this truss bridge for extra support. So it doesn't have to be something like this. It can be a different shape. It doesn't have to be a truss bridge. It's entirely up to you. Okay? All right, we're good to go, guys?
Yep.
Yes.
All right, let's do it.
Sorry. Can you see that?